A night that was supposed to be filled with celebration and hope for the new year turned into an unimaginable scene of horror. On New Year's Eve, the world-famous Crans-Montana resort in the Swiss Alps, a symbol of luxury and breathtaking beauty, was engulfed by a devastating fire. This tragedy has sent shockwaves across the international community, transforming a beacon of holiday joy into a site of profound loss and mourning. The resort, nestled high in the mountains, was packed with tourists from all corners of the globe, all gathered to welcome the new year. But late in the evening, as the festivities were in full swing, a fire broke out. Fueled by strong mountain winds and the resort's interior materials, the flames spread with terrifying speed. What started as a small blaze quickly became a raging inferno, consuming large sections of the sprawling complex. Within minutes, corridors and guest rooms filled with thick, suffocating smoke. The piercing sound of fire alarms cut through the celebratory music, and panic erupted. Guests, suddenly trapped in a labyrinth of fire and smoke, scrambled for their lives. The scene descended into chaos and desperation as people frantically tried to find any way out of the burning structure. Emergent responders, including firefighters, police, and medical teams, faced a monumental challenge. They rushed to the scene, battling not only the ferocious fire, but also the harsh alpine conditions. Snow-covered roads and freezing temperatures severely hampered their access to the resort. Despite these obstacles, these brave crews worked relentlessly through the night, determined to save as many lives as possible. Helicopters were brought in, their rotors slicing through the cold night air, to airlift the injured to nearby hospitals. As the smoke cleared, the scale of the tragedy became painfully clear. Officials confirmed that dozens of people had tragically lost their lives in the blaze. Nearly 100 others were injured, suffering from severe burns, smoke inhalation, and other injuries sustained while trying to escape the inferno. Many of the injured remain in critical condition, and authorities have expressed grave concerns that the death toll could rise as search and rescue operations continue. Working to account for every person who was at the resort, survivors have shared harrowing accounts of that terrifying night. They described moments of pure survival instinct kicking in. People jumped from balconies to escape the flames, shattered windows just to get a breath of fresh air. And complete strangers helped one another navigate the smoke-filled darkness in a desperate search for an exit. One survivor, still visibly shaken, recounted, "It was supposed to be a joyful night." Within minutes, everything was filled with smoke. People were screaming and running. These stories paint a vivid and heartbreaking picture of the terror that unfolded. 4. We continue with the details of this tragic event. I want to take a moment to ask for your support. If you find our content informative and important, please take a second to like this video. Leave a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us continue to bring you these stories and keep you informed. It truly means a lot to us. Now, let's talk about the significance of Crans. This isn't just any resort. It's one of Europe's most prestigious alpine destinations, attracting thousands of international tourists every year for its world-class skiing and golf. The fact that such a disaster could strike a place of this stature has sent shockwaves through the global travel community. It has also raised serious questions about fire safety standards in large, remote mountain resorts and hotels worldwide. Zeg. How could a modern, luxury establishment be so vulnerable? Swiss authorities have launched a full-scale investigation to find the answer. Their primary goal is to determine the exact cause of the fire and to understand how it was able to spread so quickly. Early reports have suggested a possible electrical fault as the trigger, but officials are being very careful not to rule out any other possibilities at this stage. A thorough and transparent investigation is crucial, not just for the sake of justice, but to prevent such a catastrophe from ever happening again. In the aftermath, the resort has been temporarily closed. The once pristine and lively destination is now a somber cordoned-off investigation site. Safety inspections are being urgently carried out at similar facilities across the region to identify and rectify any potential fire hazards. This incident has served as a brutal wake-up call for the entire hospitality industry, especially for establishments located in challenging environments like the Alps. The response from around the world has been one of deep sympathy and solidarity. Government leaders and international figures have extended their heartfelt condolences to the victims and their families. On the ground, support centers have been quickly set up to provide essential assistance to the survivors. These centers are offering counseling for those traumatized by the event, practical help for those who have lost everything, and a central point of contact for families desperately searching for information about their loved ones. In a powerful display of community spirit, local residents in and around Crans-Montana have opened their homes and their hearts. They've come forward in droves to offer shelter, food, and clothing to the tourists displaced by the fire, many of whom were left with nothing but the clothes on their backs. This outpouring of generosity and support in the face of such tragedy is a testament to the resilience and compassion of the human spirit. The investigation continues and the community begins the long and painful process of healing. The world watches and waits for answers. This fire is a stark reminder of how quickly joy can turn to sorrow and how fragile life can be. The story of the Crans-Montana fire is not just about the destruction of a building. It's about the lives lost, the families shattered, and the questions that must be answered to ensure the safety of all travelers. Our thoughts are with everyone affected by this terrible event. Thank you so much for watching and for taking the time to learn about this important story. If you haven't already, please consider liking this video, commenting below with your messages of support for the victims, and subscribing to our channel. Your engagement helps us raise awareness and continue our work. We appreciate your support more than you know. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video.